All right, it's showtime.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah!
Hey!
All right, thanks for the yays. I appreciate that. Well, welcome to my show. My name is Perry Kurtz. I'm going to be your entertainment for a little while. I'm glad you guys came down and got away from your busy schedules. Thank you for laughing right there. Thank you. That was the first joke in the show. Thank you. We're going to be doing some comedy. Hopefully you guys will laugh. My show is a little bit different than most comedians because you are the reason I am here. So I will be talking with you, not at you. But I want to tell you a little bit about me. First of all, I'm 67 years old, so I'm not just here to entertain you. I'm also looking for a place to live.
You found the place?
I found it. That's right. My question is, how's the food? Okay. Maybe not. I'll use the microwave in my room. That's good. That's all right. But as I said, I'm 67. I'm happy to be alive. I've been a comedian since 1974. I have never had a day job. I've been fortunate enough to be on multiple TV shows. I was on The Tonight Show. I used to write for them. I got to walk on and hug Jay Leno one time. And I was just on The Late Late Show with James Corden back in February. That went well. Only 23 million people watched. So it's not what I was hoping for. But it was something. And I've done some other TV shows. But the best thing is, I've been able to do what I love for my whole life. And 11 years ago, I said, comedy clubs, everybody's got an attitude in Los Angeles. Everybody's like, make me laugh, comedian. So I figured I would go to the people that are not coming out to the clubs, and it's you people who came all the way down from your rooms or down the hall, whatever. You walked, you hobbled, you rolled in, you're here, and that's the most important part. So what I want you to do, I'm going to ask you a question. See, laughter is an interactive thing. Laughter makes you feel better. Did you know that if you laugh, just pretend you do a fake laugh, you'll instantly feel better? If you're having a bad day, if you just go, it'll change your whole outlook. So I want everybody, on the count of 3, I want you all to make a fake laugh for a couple seconds, as loud as you can. Let's wake up everybody in the building. Ready? Count of 3, everybody laugh. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. See that? And she's applauding already. We're doing well. I almost got her to drop her cane. So we're chilling right here. So that's my job, to make you laugh. I'm very happy to be alive. A little bit about myself. First of all, my name is Perry. You may remember Perry Como, Perry Mason, Perry Winkle. A flower? Is that what Perry Winkle is?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out, because women always laugh like a weird laugh, so I'm not sure of what it is. And I'm afraid to ask at this point. Also, there's a very famous rock and roll singer by the name of Katy Perry. I'm sure you heard of her, only she's a woman. I'm a man. Don't make me prove that. I proved it last week. She looked at it and said, oh, you're Jewish. Then she said, but not really Jewish. Thank you both for getting that one joke. I appreciate it. If you could just get up and run around the room so it sounds like everybody. See, that's the thing with comedy. Not everybody gets a joke. But comedy is a thing where we react to things that we don't expect. The surprise. You ever see somebody trip and everybody laughs? Give you an example. If a woman falls down in a room, every man in the room will rush over to help her up. But if a man falls down, every woman in the room will point at him and laugh. We are the only creatures on the earth capable of laughing at ourselves. You're never going to see a dog walking down the street, fall on his face and get up and go, ha, 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 ha. Doesn't happen, just us. So laugh whenever you can. It's the element of surprise, getting something you don't expect. So try to laugh when you can. Now, as I said, my name is Perry. I'm 67. I'm originally from Philadelphia. Anybody ever heard of Philadelphia?
Perry from Philly.
You're from Philly?
I am.
What part of Philadelphia?
Well, suburban Philadelphia.
Where at? What part of suburban?
Delaware County.
Oh, Delaware County. All right. I'm from Northeast Philly. My mother's back there. My mother is 88 years old, and I think she has dementia. Which, by the way, anybody here with dementia?
Yeah, almost.
I just want to know if I can repeat myself in 5 minutes. See, I'm not making fun of it because I have it. I'm 67. I do things and I forget what it is. You know, you ever get up and you go, where are my glasses? I know I had my, oh, there they are.
Yeah.
You know, they call these the wonder years. You know why? Because I wonder where my glasses are. I wonder what I did with my keys. I wonder if I locked the door. We wonder. So my mother, I'm pretty sure she has dementia because I called her up about 6 months ago. Hi, Mom. Who's this? This is Perry. Perry? My son's name is Perry. Yeah, Mom, this is your son. This is Perry. Who's Perry? I'm Perry. You're Perry. My son's name is Perry. What a coincidence. Who's calling? This is Perry. Wait a minute. Did you call already? No, Mom, this is Perry. I'm your son. You're my son? I have two sons named Perry? No, Mom, I am Perry. I am your son. Oh, okay. Who's calling? This is Perry. Perry who? Perry Kurtz, your son. Wait a minute, your name's Perry Kurtz too? What a coincidence. Yeah, Mom, I have a brother named Victor. Oh, you know Victor too? So now I skip right past it to the immediate, because she has what they call sundowners. In other words, if you get her when she changes her attention, she loses it. So now I go right to the past. Did you eat today? Wait, let me look in the sink. Now you're laughing because you've done this. You get up in the morning, you get busy, and then you're standing there and your hand's shaking. And then you remember, I forgot to eat something. Eat every day. Keep some fruit in your room. An apple, an orange. Bananas are great. When we get older, our bones get soft. Bananas are good for your bones. Eat bananas so you don't fall and break a hip. I did that years ago. I had my hip replaced. Any hip replacements? Couple of them. I had it done. Boy, what a mess that was. Because what happened is because I got arthritis, I developed a bone spur. And when I would walk, it would go.
Are you making that noise?
I'm making the noise, but it would do that because the bones would crunch. So I was going to get the operation done. And one night I had a nightmare. I dreamt I was on the operating table and I heard the doctor say, "Nurse, I think I cut too deep." And she goes, "Why do you think that, doctor?" He says, "Because I just scratched the table." I woke up sweaty, afraid to go back to sleep. So I put off the operation for 2 years, started taking a medication called Vicodin. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a candy in Los Angeles. But to get rid of the pain, it was so bad, I was taking 10 to 20 pills a day. But it worked. I didn't have any pain. I couldn't feel anything from my neck down. I didn't know if I was going to the bathroom or not. One time I was leaving the club and I was saying goodbye to Mitzi, the lady who runs the comedy store. I go, "Mitzi, I gotta go." She goes, "You already did." But while they were in there, they hit a nerve and they changed everything in my life. Now I have to dress differently. Now I have to wear plastic pants. I'm not ashamed of it. To me, it's a relief because it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I gotta go, I can just, wait a minute. I just go and I can go, so it's very nice. But there was this time at the Improv, I was doing a show and this new guy came to town. His name was Louis. He's from New York. You ever hear New Yorkers? They all talk like this. People in New York all sound like they ate a sandwich and half of it is still stuck in their mouth. "How you doing? What's up? How are you?" So he's wearing a leather jacket. He's got his hair greased back. And he's telling me, "Yeah, I'm Louis, I'm a tough guy. I'm from New York, I'm tough. Yeah, I'm tough, I'm tough." So for fun, I called him over because it was still making that noise, but it didn't hurt. I said, "Louis, come here." He goes, "Yeah, what do you want?" I said, "You a tough guy?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm tough." I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Put your hand right there." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Just do it." He puts his hand on my hip, I lifted my leg, he went, "Ah!" He ran out of the room crying. "Mr. Tough Guy." Yep. So now I'm doing better, doing a lot better. But as I said, my mother's back in Philadelphia, I have her brother back there, and myself, in 1990 when I moved down to Los Angeles, I moved down here actually in '89 because one of my best friends was bringing me down to play the Friars Club. I had three best friends in my life. Robin Williams, who I met in 1979, Him and I did hours of improv together. And then I met Rodney Dangerfield in '84 when I was having dinner with Bill Cosby. You've heard of Bill Cosby, right? He's in the news now. I don't know what they say about him now, but I remember one time I was having dinner with him and I fell asleep and I woke up and there was a cigar in my mouth. Well, I think it was a cigar, and I fell right back to sleep. I'm not really sure. But I used to sit with him and meet all these dignitaries. So I met Rodney Dangerfield, hey, get no respect, became friends with him. And then in '86, I met Milton Berle, my Uncle Milty. Well, 3 or 4 times a year, he was flying me down to LA to play at the Friars Club, where all the stars play. Well, in '89, I got off the stage. They let me do 11 minutes instead of 6. I was killing. I get off the stage, and I'm surrounded by Johnny Carson, Joey Bishop, Shecky Green, Phyllis Diller, and Charles Durning. And Johnny walks up, he says, I like you, kid. You got all the moves. You're just like me, and you're funny. You got a great career. And Joey Bishop goes, hey, you're really funny. I get a tap on the shoulder. I turn around, it's a little fat bald guy. He takes my hand in his hand, he goes, hey kid, I saw your show, and he slaps my face, he goes, nice try, Don Rickles. So I've been insulted by Don Rickles. So Milton called the Comedy Store, he got me an audition. I went there, audition, I got in the Comedy Store. And Mitzi, the owner of the club, little old lady who just passed away last summer, she comes up, she's about this tall, she walks in, she goes, you're very funny. You can work here, we'll even pay you. Congratulations, you made it. I gotta go to the bathroom. And she walks out. So when I got into the Comedy Store, my first night there, I played in the big room, 450 people. And I didn't know what to say. I was just excited that I was playing a big crowd in LA. The money was great, $250 for a 20-minute spot. Not bad money, I was doing 4 a weekend. So I said, it's good to be here. I got hired by Mitzi, the owner of the club. You all know who Mitzi is? She's a little tiny dwarf about this big. And she sounds like this when she laughs. She goes, ha ha ha. From the back of the room I hear, ha ha ha. Nice try, sucker. So when I got in the Comedy Store, I moved down here to LA. About a year later, I met my wife online. Now you've heard of computer dating. In the old days, they didn't have pictures. They didn't even have color letters. Everything was black and white. And it was so slow that you had to watch the letters build themselves in front of you, dot by dot. I would type my name and it'd go, doot, 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 doot. That was the P alone. By the time my name finished printing on the screen, my wife made a sandwich, ate it, digested it, and made another sandwich. So we talked for 20 minutes, she called me up, we talked for 40 hours in 3 days. And I fell in love with her because she's got a southern accent. Anybody from the Deep South? No? People in the Deep South, they talk differently. They enjoy their words. They don't just say hello, they go, hi, how are you? What's up? Up has 6 syllables in the South. So I fell in love with her. She wound up meeting me, and we were going to the Comedy Store in those days. Rodney was stopping in, Robin was doing sets. Richard Pryor, I became really close with him. Andrew Dice Clay just came out. And then one day she says, hey, why don't you come to my house? I said, okay. So I drove out there on my motorcycle. I had a big blue motorcycle, and on the back of the trunk it said Perry Cycle, because that's all I had. I used to travel, so I named my motorcycle. And in big white letters it said Perry Cycle. I actually had people pull up next to me in traffic and go, hey, what's a Perry Cycle? It's mine. Your name's Perry? Yes, it is. What are you, a comedian? Yes, I am. And they would try to run me over. So I drove out to her house. I walk in, there's a guy sitting on the couch watching TV. There's a little baby girl crawling along the floor, can barely move, like 7 months old. And there's a little boy, 5-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl in the corner playing with blocks. So, natural question, honey, who are these kids? And she goes, oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you, I have children. She's laughing. I'm looking at the 2 doors, trying to think which one's going to get me out of the house faster. There's an old saying, don't get involved with somebody who has baggage. My wife owns Samsonite. Well, I got to know the kids. I fell in love with them. Turned out that the 3 kids were from different relationships and they did not know their fathers. So I figured I have to do something. Now, I don't drink. I stopped drinking in 1974 when I became a comedian. I have had one cigarette my whole life and I don't do drugs. I said, hey, I've never been to jail. I'm a good guy. So one night at dinner, I gave everybody a little gold ring, put it on their left hand, and I got down beside the table, and I said, I'd like to ask the four of you to marry me. And they all shook their heads, except for my son, who went, yeah, whatever, can we just have dinner now? So I stopped drinking, 74, because I grew up in Philadelphia. Back in those days, we would go to Atlantic City. You've all heard of the city. Well, this was before the casinos came in. And when you were young, you would go down there in the summer to dance and have a good time. So I went down there and I was sitting in a bar drinking double shots of Southern Comfort chased with a Coke, no ice. Now you're gonna know because you know how strong. Southern Comfort is like pure sugar. See, I became diabetic because I like sugar, especially chocolate, dark chocolate. Every night I have a big piece of dark chocolate before I go to bed. Did you know that dark chocolate is good for you? It's antioxidants, and the sugar is different from milk chocolate. It doesn't turn into glucose in your blood. Have dark chocolate, it's good for it'll help you relax, take away stress, it's good for diarrhea, it's great. So I was sitting in a bar, I drank 2 double shots. This big cowboy trucker comes in with a big cowboy hat, goes, I can't believe it, a little man like you drinking all that? Think you could drink more, little man? I looked, I said, you buying? He says, I sure am. Now, I'm a little guy. I have what they call the Napoleonic complex. You tell me I can't do it, I'll go for it. He bought me 6 more double shots. Oh, wow, I was right. That's 3/4 of a bottle. Now, I'm a little guy. I'm a little under 6 feet tall. I'll tell you when it's a joke. And he gets up and he leaves, and I'm sitting there holding on to the bar going, well, I guess I should go across the street. So I slid off the stool in slow motion until my face hit the floor. And I heard myself make a stupid statement that all drunk men make. Well, I'm drunk as heck. I guess I should go meet a woman now. Why do guys think they're sexy? Because they can mumble and drool at the same time. You ever see them though leaning against the wall? Hey, how you doing? Hey, come here. I'm sorry. So I go out of the bar. I walk across the street. I'm just stumbling. I fell down on one knee, hit the other knee, bounced up and watched myself do it in slow motion. I turned into Keanu Reeves. Whoa. Then I did the stumble against the invisible wall. You ever see drunks do that? When they're walking and they fall and they stabilize like this? And they're fine. They fix their hair, they're good. I go into the bar. I'm walking up to women trying to get women to dance with me. But they didn't understand me because I didn't understand me. I'm basically going, finally wound up in the corner talking to a little girl with really big teased hair back in the 70s. Remember they used to tease their hair up? She had black hair and she was just staring at me and I got depressed. Nobody would talk to me. I wandered out of the bar, went across the street, stood on the end of the docks looking down at the cold Atlantic Ocean, watching the waves, crying. Nobody loves me. I'm gonna be alone forever. I can't take it. And I stepped off the dock. What I didn't know that 6 feet down, sticking out, was another dock. I landed, smashed my head on a metal pipe, a railing, woke up in jail the next day with a lump on my head the size of a baseball. My friend comes and bails me out. It was $1,000. Turned out it was a Coast Guard dock. I trespassed on government property. I climbed 2 10-foot chain link fences. I was drunk, but I was focused. So we're driving back. I got this lump on my head. My friend said, man, you were a mess last night. And he says, do you remember what was going on? I said, the last thing I remember was talking to a girl with really big hair. He goes, girl with big hair? You were on your knees talking to a bar stool. I stopped drinking after that. So when I met the kids, I thought it was just logical. We'll get married. We got married at City Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Now, this is the part of the show where you guys are going to be part of it. So I'm going to be talking to you, but I need a response. If your answer is yes, I want you to go, ee-haw. And we'll do a practice on the count of 3. Everybody go ee-haw as hard and as loud as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody, ee-haw.
Yeehaw!
Very good. All right, remember, if your answer is yes, ee-haw. First question. How many people are seeing me today for the first time?
Yeehaw!
Okay, how many have never seen me before?
Yeehaw!
Okay, I confused a couple people. How many people are here today?
Yeehaw!
Yeah. How many don't know where you are? How many really don't care at this point? Okay, that's what I'm looking for. How many people had a nice wedding with your friends and family and dancing and everybody dressed up? Anybody have a fancy wedding?
Yeehaw!
Couple people. We got married at City Hall. City Hall is not as nice as the bathroom right out the door here. It's all gray and black marble. And we walk in and there's a guy behind the counter. I walk up there and I said, "Hi, we'd like to get married." He goes, "Oh yeah, you like to get married." I said, "No, we want to get married." He goes, "Oh, we marry people here all the time. We marry you." I said, "So we can get married?" He said, "Oh yeah, we marry you." I said, "So we can get married while we're here?" He said, "Have a seat, we call you." So the kids are playing. We're waiting. About 20 minutes later, we hear, "Perry and Sarah, please come in." We walk in, it's the same guy, only now he's wearing a judge's robe. And he's speaking perfect English. He says, "I'm right over here." So he reads a book. "Now, Sarah, do you take Perry to be your lawfully wedded husband?" She goes, "I do." And he goes, "And Perry, do you take these people to be your family?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess so. I'm here, right?" Now see, you're laughing because you know it was stupid. And that's the problem, guys. You got to be careful what you do around women. Because women remember every stupid thing we do forever. You never forget, and you save it until we do something else stupid 30 years later so you can throw it back in our face to remind us that we're idiots. And we know that. That's why you have the babies. We can never handle that many things at one time. We can barely walk alone, let alone with 30 pounds of water in there. You know, now I play a lot of senior homes and residences, and I notice generally there's only a few men there. And there's a reason. You know why men die before their wives? Because they want to. Milton gave me that joke. But the reason you women live longer is because your brains can do more things at once. You're capable of doing 5, 6 things. Men can't do that much. So because of that, because your brains are so adaptive, you're very creative, you're very productive, you keep yourself going. So we got married at City Hall. We took off and started going on the road. We were going to travel across the country and settle in South Carolina. We stopped off everywhere, but our first stop for our honeymoon, we spent in Barstow. We didn't even get to Laughlin. We were in Barstow. Barstow is a small town. It's one loop, one road. You pull in, there's a sign that says, "Welcome to, thank you for coming." And there's a lot of inbreeding in Barstow. We met people who are their own parents. The highlight of a Friday night in Barstow is to drive out to the freeway and look at the 50-foot thermometer out there to see what the temperature is. "Well, what temperature is it now, Bobby?" "It's 84. Let's come back in 5 minutes, see if it changes." So we hit the road, we drove, we stopped off in Texas, which was fun. We stopped off in Alabama, we stopped off in Mississippi. Anybody from Mississippi? No, because if you were from Mississippi, you wouldn't know how to put your hand up. They are so slow in Mississippi. I did a show, I said, "How many people are here?" Guy goes, "Now?" "Okay, right, thank you." We wound up settling in South Carolina. We live right across the street from my wife's father, Jimmy, good old country boy. Now it's a small town, 193 people. Everybody was related. Everybody. Jimmy throws a party for us out on his back 40, as they call it, and everybody's there. He's got a row of barbecues and oil drums and he's cooking. He says, hey, everybody, come here, come here, come here. Everybody, come here. Gather around, come here, make a circle. Come here, everybody. Hey, come on over. Hey, Bobby, come up. Bobby, put the gun down, Bobby. Bobby, don't aim it at me. Just put it down gently. No, don't use your feet. Just leave it there. Move away from the gun, Bobby. Woo! Well, everybody, I want to welcome you for coming out. As you know, my daughter got married, and I want you to meet my new son-in-law. This is Perry. He's a real Jew boy. Everybody in the road goes. From the back of the road, I hear a guy go, I've never seen one before. Everybody comes around and they're all looking at me, and this really tall guy's looking at the top of my head. He goes, you ain't got no horns. I said, what? Oh, we shaved them off in the 1300s. They're gone now. So we lived there for a while. People were very, very nice and was bringing food over to us. And they would always come in the house and go, say, you're really a Jew? How come you ain't got a big nose? I said, I make up for it in other ways. So we lived there for a while. We traveled for 2 years, came back out here. Now, my wife wanted kids. I did not want to reproduce because back in the 60s and 70s, I was a hippie. I admit I smoked a lot of marijuana, and I heard that if you do drugs, it corrupts your chromosomes, and when you have a baby, it's born with like a finger growing out of its head and like an extra arm flopping around. So I didn't want to reproduce. My wife was on birth control. One day, she says, come here. She takes me in the bedroom and goes, yeah, what's up? And she says, guess what? I said, what? She goes, I'm pregnant. I didn't know what to say. I looked at her and said, any idea who the father is? She didn't seem to find that funny. She says, you're the father, get used to it and grow into it. She walks out of the room and I plopped down on the couch going, oh my God, I'm going to be a father. I'm going to have a child of my own. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm freaking out. I said, well, I guess I got to grow into it. I watched my wife grow into motherhood. I watched her grow and grow and grow and grow. She gained 143 pounds. When the baby was born, she weighed 270 pounds. She was so round that if you pushed her sideways, she would eventually roll back to a standing position. But she was a great mother. She took care of everything. I was still working, going on the road for a while. She's really good. And then 5 weeks before the baby, she's having horrible pain and that vein in her head was popping out. Took her to the hospital. The doctor said, Mr. Kurtz, we've got 20 minutes to get the baby out of your wife or she's going to die. And I looked at him and said, can you give me about 30 minutes to think about it? He looks at me and goes, what are you, a comedian? I said, yes, I am. He said, well, it's going to be a cesarean section. You're welcome to come in during the operation. So I was in there and they got her legs tied up to the ceiling. And the doctors got both hands in my wife's stomach. They cut her from hip to hip. She had this giant gash up here. And he had both hands in there. And he's like sifting through it like he lost a watch in a drawer. He's picking stuff out and dropping it back up. No, that's not it. Meanwhile, he's talking to the nurses, bent over with his hands in my wife's stomach, talking to the nurses about renting cars to go to Las Vegas. He's going, who did you rent from? Oh, no, don't use National. Oh, that's not it. You use Airbag. There's a card in my wallet. Just take it out of my pocket. And I got a little upset that he wasn't paying attention. I said, hey, do you have any idea what you're doing? He goes, this isn't my first rodeo. I said, how many times have you done this? He goes, 3 or 4. I went, what? He goes, 3 or 4,000. Gotcha. He goes, wait, I think I found something. He takes her out and he hands her to me. Now, I want you to think back to your first child. Anybody here with children that you know of? I want you to think back when you held your first baby and you looked into that child's eyes. There's nothing in the world more beautiful than that little baby trying to look at you. Nothing, it's more beautiful than all the sunsets, all the sunrises, all the roses. That baby is more beautiful than $1 million in cash. All right, close on that one. So I'm holding her, and I'm looking at her going, oh my God, she's beautiful. Oh, look at those eyes. Oh my God, she's got my ears. And the doctor goes, yes, she's got your ears. She can fly with those things. Oh, thanks. We took her home, we named her Bella. And she was the most magical thing I've ever seen. 3 weeks later, she's in the bassinet. She's sleeping. I get up to go to the bathroom. I come back, and I hear, and I jumped. I thought the devil was in the house. You ever hear the devil on TV or a movie? It always sounds like, I'm Lucifer, I'm the devil. I think it would be better if the devil sounded like Ethel Merman and came out in a pink jumpsuit. Hello, I'm the devil. There's no business like soul business. So I keep on walking, then I hear it again, and I jumped. I wasn't sure what it was. Then I hear, and a smell hit me. And I couldn't get the air back into my lungs. And my eyebrows and eyelashes burst into flames. And I fell to the floor, and I'm choking, and I crawled back into bed, and I said to my wife, honey, wake up. What is that horrible smell that came out of the baby? She goes, oh, it's from the baby food. We give it to him at night and it gets the gases out. I said, well, I wish you'd warn me about this. She said, well, like I told you, grow into it. Okay. So a couple nights later, we're all watching TV. My wife says, I don't want to watch Disney. I'm going to go watch a cop show. And that hurt my feelings. I didn't think that was the right thing to say to the children. I got angry. So I figured I'd get even. I waited till she's sleeping, and I went into the kitchen, and I ate some baby food. I waited about a half hour till my stomach was going. I crawled into bed. I woke her up. I said, honey, pull my finger. She pulled my finger. She goes, oh my God, what's that horrible smell? I looked. I said, baby food. Good night, honey. So now my little baby is 14 years old. She's this tall, and she's absolutely gorgeous. And I know this because when we go out, other people say this. It's not, everybody says, oh, my kid's beautiful because she looks like you. I know my daughter's beautiful because when we go to do karaoke, which we do a lot of, women come up and they'll say the same thing. Your daughter is so pretty. Your wife must be gorgeous. Do I get credit for being there? Come on. So nobody believed me. So I come prepared with a picture of my baby. That's right. Now when we go out together, it's the same thing. We go out, she sings, she'll get up and she'll kill a song in karaoke. And if the woman touches my daughter even once, I get nervous. I become protective and I run over and put my arm around her head. And when I do that, they always say the same thing. And who's this? Is this your grandpa? She's ready for it. She takes the arm off, walks right and goes, lady, that's a bad way to start a conversation. This is my dad. He made me. And backs up. So we spent a lot of time together, but now she's in high school. Anybody have a child, a daughter at 14, 15? You remember those periods? Yeah, you may not drink, but you think about it at that time. But she is the best thing. So sometimes she comes out, she does comedy with me. She's a dancer because I can. So she's got that. Very funny, always has something to say. But I'm happy I made it. And you guys should be happy because you made it. How many of you didn't think you would get past 30? Then you didn't think you'd get past 40. Then you didn't think you'd get past 50, 60, and 70, and 80. You have to be happy that you made it because you are still alive. And the chances of making it to 50, 60, 70, 80 are decreasing. One of the ways you can celebrate is to celebrate your birthday. Do we have anybody here that had a birthday this year? Anybody have a birthday in the past couple months or got a birthday coming up? Over here, right here? You do, you're right up in the front. You have the whole front section. You must be special. Yes, you.
I'll be 88 in February.
In February. My birthday's February 5th. When's your birthday?
17.
All right, so you're like right at St. Patty's Day. You must be a lover.
Valentine's Day.
No. What's your name, dear?
Shirley.
Shirley. That's great. 88, that's the same age as my mom. Always celebrate your birthday. And see, she told me how old she was. Most women don't want you to know. They say the same thing. I'm old enough to know better. What does that mean? There's no logic to that. Whatever age you are, celebrate whatever age you are. Do we have anybody over 90 here? Back there?
I'm 91.
91, congratulations. What's your name, dear?
Phyllis.
Phyllis, nice to meet you, Phyllis. Thanks for coming down. You're a little bit late. We were all naked before, but no, that wouldn't be a pleasant sight. You know, I'm sorry, once you hit 60, you shouldn't be naked when you're alone. You know, that's a problem, because see, when you get older, all your parts start to sag. You know, when you take a shower, you gotta lift things out of the way. I did that, I found a wallet under my stomach with a $50 bill in there. Yeah, all right. Anybody else got a birthday celebrating? Birthday's coming up? No, that's it. Well, to all of you that had a birthday this year, or have one coming up, happy birthday. Celebrate those birthdays. Celebrate what you have. Do we have anybody here that's still married?
Oh, yeah, I am.
You are. Kids, you've been trying to forget, haven't you?
3 years.
You've been married 63 years. That's amazing. To the same person?
Great guy.
Great guy.
What?
Once. All right. Well, thanks for clearing up. He's great and a guy. So that's 2 questions right there. Because in this world, you never know. Where did you meet him?
At the post office.
At the post office. Wow, so you went to drop something off and you picked him up. What a deal. That's great. I had a couple in the back of a room one time, and they were making out. And I said, hey, what are you guys, teenagers? He goes, leave us alone, we're in love. I said, how long are you together? He goes, yeah, we're married. I said, how long have you been married? He goes, 75 years.
Oh my God.
I said, that's amazing. When did you meet each other? Well, we were 12. And our birthday is the same day. I went, you were made to be together. So I said to him, what's the magic that's kept you together all these years? He goes, we stopped talking to each other about 20 years ago. I had one couple, they were right up front, and she had her hand on the inside of his leg. And I said, look at you guys, are you together? And she goes, whatever. I said, how long you been married? 25 years. I said, to each other? She goes, yeah. I said, that's cool, very congratulations. She goes, yeah, whatever. We're still here. Shut up. That's how you know. But you gotta celebrate what you have. You know, and getting older is not easier. And the bottom line is we're all getting older, but we are not old. Old is an ending. Older is movement. We're getting older. We have a future. And I don't even like being called a senior. I think we should be called vintage. Because that means you've been knocked down, you've been fixed up, but you have quality. You have value. We are the baby boomers. We kept this country going to where it is now. Now, I don't know what's happening. You know, there's a pumpkin running the country. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I just don't know. But we all made it. So celebrate whatever you have. Now, do we have anybody celebrating anything? Anniversaries? You're pregnant? Anything going on out there? No. You never know. Look, I had a baby at 53. Anything's possible. But right now, I got to get a little cooler. Can everybody see me in my jacket?
Yeah.
Yep. I bought this in 1981 for $21. Last week, a lady said, you look like a baked potato with feet. I said, that's good. I'm happy with that. I like baked potatoes. So it's very warm because these are metal tabs. So I'm going to, as we say in the business, I'm going to take it off. Now, ladies, don't go pulling out your dollar bills. Just relax. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's more than enough. I don't want you to lose your sight. Yeah, but you got to try and enjoy yourself. You know, one of the ways is to laugh. Laugh whenever you can. Watch comedy when you can. As I said, I was on the Late Late Show with James Corden, and I might be doing some other stuff, so I'm happy about that. Try to laugh, and jokes are a good way to laugh. I got a couple jokes for you. Older couple walks out of a restaurant. They walk past a wishing well. The husband throws a quarter in, makes a wish. The wife throws a quarter in. She falls in and drowns. And the husband goes, well, that worked. Wife comes running in the house. Honey, there's water in the carburetor. He goes, there's no water in the carburetor. She goes, there's water in the carburetor. He goes, there's no water in the carburetor. She goes, I'm telling you, there's water in the carburetor. He goes, come on, where's the car? She goes, in the pool. 87-year-old Sadie walks into a bar. She has a parakeet on her shoulder. Bartender says, Sadie, what's with the parakeet? She goes, anybody that can tell me what it weighs can take me home. I'm very lonely. He goes, okay, I'll make an announcement. Everybody, Sadie's a little bit lonely. If you can tell her what the parakeet weighs, you get to take her home. Guy walks in, he goes, Sadie, let me guess. She goes, okay. He goes, 10 pounds. He goes, Close enough, let's go. Cop pulls over a couple, they're driving, knocks on the window. The older gentleman puts the window down. Cop leans in and says, you know why I pulled you over? The guy goes, because you're a jerk? Cop goes, no, not good. Don't say things like that. He says, I pulled you over because you were doing 65 and a 35. He goes, I was not. The wife chimes in. He was doing 70 before that. The husband turns away, will you stay out of this? She goes, shut up, you shut up. He was doing 80 on the freeway. Will you stay out of this? You stay out. And they're yelling at each other. The cop leans in, he goes, do you guys always argue like this? She goes, only when he's drunk. 95-year-old Harold walks up to a woman in a market. He goes, excuse me, do I come in here often? She goes, I don't know. He goes, I don't either, and he walks out. My favorite new one, this one is really strange. Gentleman sitting in a restaurant, having dinner. Across from him is a beautiful redhead, looks like Olivia de Havilland, just gorgeous, stunning. And she's eating and she's smiling at him and she's playing with her hair. And he's smiling at her and he's going, oh my God, she's gorgeous. All of a sudden she sneezes and her glass eye pops out of her head. And he rushes over and he catches it. And he goes, oh my God, oh jeez. And he walks over and he goes, I'm sorry, is this yours? And she goes, why, yes it is. She takes it, she pops it in her head, blinks a couple times, looks perfectly normal. She said, you're such a nice man. Why don't you join me for dinner? I will treat. He goes, okay. Sits down, they're having a great time. He's laughing, she's telling jokes, he's screaming. He can't believe how lucky he got with this beautiful woman that's so funny. She says, you know what, let's go dancing, I'll pay for that too. And he goes, wow, this is the best night of my life. They go out, they go dancing. Well, the next morning he wakes up at her house. He's laying in bed, she brings him a tray of food. And he sits up, he says, listen, I gotta ask you, are you always this nice to every guy you meet? She goes, no, you just happen to catch my eye. Is that twisted? But that's it. You gotta laugh. There's the one guy sitting in a bar and he's drinking and he's crying. His friend walks up. He goes, why are you crying? He says, I had a fight with my wife. He goes, why are you crying? She said she wouldn't talk to me for 30 days. He goes, so why are you crying? He goes, the 30 days are over. Another example of a man, he's sitting there crying. His friend said, what are you upset about? He goes, I had a fight with my wife. What was it about? She said I never listen to her when she talks. He goes, so what does she say? He goes, I don't know, I don't listen to her when she talks. Perfectly typical. But you gotta try and enjoy yourself. And one of the things you can do is play games. It keeps your brain walking. Did you know that? If your brain walks, your body will follow. The problem with dementia is it's caused usually by isolation. Remember when you first moved in here, you left your families, you left your homes, suddenly you're in a big house with a bunch of people you don't know, but over time you become friends. Be supportive of each other. If you see somebody sitting out in the hallway and they're looking at the ground, just walk over and say, are you okay? Anything you want to talk about? Can I help you with something? You could save a life. That's important. Be supportive. Another thing you can do to keep your brain going is play games. Anybody play bingo here? Anybody here win more than $5? I didn't think so. I know there's somebody out there that won like $5.07, but nobody ever wins more than that. And that's really good. Bingo is a good game because it works your brain. First of all, you have to turn up your hearing aid to hear what they're saying. Now sometimes I go into retirement homes, people see me and they turn up their hearing aid, and then they hear me and they turn it back down. So when you go in there, you got to turn it up so you can hear. Then you have to try and fix your goggles, your bifocals, so you can see what's on the table. Now bifocals, if you don't know, bifocals are two lenses. The top one so you can see everything else, the bottom one makes things look closer so you can read. But the problem is that when you're that blind and things are closer, you can't see where the steps are. Now it's one thing when you trip going down the stairs. You know how stupid it is when you're going up the stairs and you're going. So now I drag my foot up and then I push it back so I know where the steps are. So you gotta adjust your glasses. You gotta turn up your hearing aid. Then you gotta try and get your hand on the board without it shaking and knock the chips off. I developed a spasm in my left hand. If I hold something light, it shakes. And I didn't know until Belle and I were out having dinner. We're eating macaroni and cheese. All of a sudden my hand shakes. The macaroni and cheese flies off the fork, hits the wall, and slides down to the ground. Do you have any idea what it's like to be kicked out of a Denny's restaurant? Very demeaning. So do that. Talk to each other. Another thing, get outside once in a while. We all need the sunlight. It helps to put vitamin C and D into your body. Another thing I found out, I tried it about 7 months ago, is go outside, take your shoes off, and put your feet in the grass. And wiggle them around for 5 or 10 minutes. It actually makes you feel relieved. There's energies that come up. I didn't believe it, but I do that every day. Do that, talk to each other, get out, play games, and be supportive, and be active. That's the most important thing. Now, are there any questions? No? How many people are still here? How many still don't know where you are? How many don't care? All right. But it's good that you're laughing. Laughter is really good for you. Laughter creates endorphins in your brain that release pain and stress and makes you feel better. The same chemical that's created when you have sex. You know, I'm saying laugh, but I'm not suggesting the other one. You never know. I had one couple get up, that's a good idea, and they got up, walked out of the room, kissed. I go, no, not during my show. But try to enjoy yourself. Now, you got a little puppy there. Very sweet little animal, very, very peaceful. What's the pooch's name? Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Hi. Hi, Heidi. Heidi just gave me a look like, just go back to your material, will you? Don't do crowd work. Very pretty. Animals are great. You know, I've got a 14-year-old daughter. Same thing as having a dog. Only she goes to the bathroom by herself, as far as I know. Well, one thing I want to do is I want to get you guys feeling good, and I want to get you guys breathing. So we're going to do a little bit of singing. Now, do we have any former entertainers here? Any dancers? Do we have any vets? Where are the veterans at? We got one. Any other veterans? 2, 3. I salute all of you for saving our country. Where were you stationed when you were a veteran? When you were?
Air Force Base.
Where?
Arch Air Force Base.
Ah, Air Force Base. I played a couple of those. Those are some happy people. They are. Navy bases not so happy, but Air Force, they're happy because you get to fly. You say, I'm off the earth. I mean, flying is getting scary now. Now the pilots are drinking again. Remember that a couple years ago? You got trouble when you get on the pilot goes, hey everybody, welcome to the flight. My name's Robert, and I'll be flying this bucket of nuts at an altitude of 30,000 feet, what? 35,000, what? All right, really, really high. So sit back and relax. What? Okay. We're wondering if you could do us a favor and look down at the ground and see if anything looks familiar to you. Because we're lost. You don't want to hear that when you're in the plane, so. Alright, so we're going to start out with a song you guys probably remember. It's called When the Saints Go Marching In. So you know the lyrics, just jump right in. Oh, when the saints go marching in, go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I wanna be in that number. When? Very good. You were singing. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, let's go back to childhood. Way back. Row, row, row. Very good. It's a two-parter. Second part's a couple seconds after the first one, so let's see if we can do what they call a round robin. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Keep going. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You guys did great. I applaud you. You know what I gotta say? It is so nice to work for an audience that is not sitting there on their cell phones. You know what I'm talking about? Teenagers? They can't talk or walk. They can't communicate. This is a teenager walking down the street. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Santa Monica, I saw a guy walk into a moving car into an intersection, bounced over the hood, got him, goes, I'm okay, and kept on walking. I was in the mall with Bella, saw a boy maybe 15, 16 years old. He fell down, dropped his phone, the screen shattered, and he laid there crying, what am I gonna do? My phone's broken. And my daughter said, get a life, dude. They can't communicate. At school they say they can't talk to each other. It's all texting. The next generation is going to be born with giant thumbs. So it's good to have people that are talking to each other. All right, let's get it really crazy. I'm going to pull out my favorite device. This is what I used on the James Corden show. This is called a keytar. It's called a keytar because it's a combination of a guitar and a keyboard. Anybody remember these from the early 80s? Where you turn it on, you hit a button, and you're playing rhythm and blues. And you can jam with it. $25 in a Ralph's Market over the freezer section. Have you ever looked up over the freezers? There are things you didn't know existed. I saw an 11-slice toaster. Not 10, not 12. 2 slots of 5, and one more at the top. Like, this guy was so drunk, I'll just put an extra one for my buddies. So I bought this thing and we come very, very close. Got all kinds of stuff built right in. So what we're going to do now, we're going to sing a song you may remember. It's called Zippity. Very good. Thank God you're here to spark the crowd. Here we go. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Yeah. You guys are good. You know, here's what we do. We should get a bus and go on the road. Okay, we'll go to retirement centers and we'll sing for them. We'll call ourselves the Geezer Tour. We'll put that on the side. Young people don't know what it is. What's a geezer? Darn youngins. Remember the old phrase, you whippersnapper? What does that mean? What's a whipper? You whippersnapper. Huh? I'm sorry. All right, now we're going to wrap it up. We're going to kill it with my favorite song. This is called Louie, Louie. Anybody remember that one? Yeah. Now, the part you get to sing, you're going to sing Louie, Louie, oh baby, we got to go now. Ay, 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 ay. The rest of the song, nobody really knows the lyrics. Because when the guys recorded it, they admitted when they recorded the song originally, they were really, really drunk. So if you think of the song, you think of so the only part you remember is Louie, Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. So I'm gonna make it up as we go along, so you guys just jump right in when it comes to your part. Here we go. Now, this is a song Arcadia Place trying to try. I'm hoping that you guys will sing along. And it's Louie, 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 you really can't do it wrong. Look at Heidi sitting there wondering what's going on. Her ears are going up. She's almost looks like she's dancing this song. Look at her legs. Her legs are moving. She's ready to go. She wants to kick it. We're up here. We're gonna do it. Time to trick it. Go, Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. Oh, we gotta go now. I said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. Oh, we gotta go now. Now I see you two sitting way in the back. Can you see me from where you are? That's good, she gave me a yes. Well, that goes far. I'm glad you guys came down to see my show, but as you can tell when I get up, I have really no clue where I'll go. I just make it up as I go along, you see. And now you're all standing up and you're wondering, wow, what next is, what's it gonna be? A lot of people watch me, they go, man, you're up there, you're rapping, that ain't right. They just can't believe that I'm white. Come on, a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, oh, we gotta go now. I said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Now you're sitting there, your foot is dancing, maybe you are too. I see your hand moving, yeah, I'm talking to you. A couple people are moving back and fro, we're up here. She's now dancing, you're now part of the show. So let's do it, put your hands up when you sing. I wanna hear you do the Louie, Louie, Louie thing. Come on, Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, oh, we gotta go now. I said Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Well, I want to thank you for coming down. You guys were a lot of fun. Please remember two things. It's not over until the fat lady squats. Maybe that's not exactly the way it goes. But don't ever give up. Never give up. Keep on going. They say life is one foot in front of the other. No, life is one foot and another foot and another foot and another foot. Whether you're walking, hobbling, rolling, whatever, keep on moving. Don't lay around and watch the boob tube. Remember the boob tube? They said if you watch it, it makes you stupid. Obviously, I watched way too much TV. So keep on moving, keep on laughing, and most importantly, keep on living. My name's Kurtz. You guys have been wonderful. Have a great holiday. Thank you. Show's over. Safe to go back to your rooms.
Good job, Gary.
Well, hi.
I needed that.
You needed that?
I needed that. I can't do it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to help. I'm